Do you ever have those days, where you feel like your brain is just full? You've been studying English for hours, you've learned new words, new grammar, but then you try to learn one more thing and it feels like nothing is sticking.
Absolutely. It's like your head is a sponge that's already completely soaked, and any more water just spills right off. That feeling is so common, isn't it?
It really is, and it's something we need to talk about. Hello everyone, and welcome back to English with Adam.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Adam. We're a husband and wife team, and we're here to make your English learning journey a little bit easier and hopefully a lot more enjoyable.
And today, we're tackling that exact feeling we just described. We're talking about why you feel overwhelmed while learning a new language, and more importantly, what you can do about it.
Right. So the first and probably the biggest reason for this feeling is simply information overload. Think about it. When you're learning a language, you're not just learning one thing. You're learning vocabulary, grammar rules, pronunciation, listening skills, cultural context. It's a huge amount of information.
So it's not really that a person is bad at learning, it's just that they're trying to process too much at once. Like trying to use a computer with, 100 tabs open at the same time. It just gets slow and freezes.
That is a perfect analogy. Exactly. It's called cognitive load. Your brain, specifically your working memory, can only handle a few new pieces of information at a time. When you push past that limit, you stop learning effectively. You're just staring at the page, but nothing is going in.
Okay, that makes sense. It's a biological limit, not a personal failure. I think that's a really important thing for learners to hear.
It is, and this connects to the second reason people feel overwhelmed: the pressure to be perfect.
Yes, the fear of making mistakes.
Exactly. Many learners feel this intense anxiety about saying something wrong or using the wrong tense or mispronouncing a word. This fear, it actually makes learning harder. When you're anxious, your brain is in a state of stress, not in a state of learning. It's focused on survival, not on absorbing new grammar.
But isn't making mistakes, like, the most important part of the whole process? How else do you learn what's right and what's wrong?
It's not just important, Veronica, it's essential. It is the process. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't just stand up and walk perfectly, they fall, a lot, hundreds of times. Every fall is a piece of data. Every mistake in English is a piece of data that helps your brain adjust for next time.
I love that. Every mistake is a piece of data. It takes the emotion out of it. It's not a failure, it's just information.
Right. This actually leads us to the third big reason for feeling overwhelmed: unrealistic expectations. We see advertisements online all the time. Become fluent in 3 months, and people believe it's possible. They set this enormous goal for themselves.
And when they're not fluent in 3 months, they feel like they've failed, which just feeds back into that perfectionism and anxiety we were talking about. It's a cycle.
A vicious cycle. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, patience, and consistency. Thinking you can rush it is the fastest way to burn out and feel completely overwhelmed.
So what's a better way to set goals then? If become fluent is a bad goal, what should people aim for instead?
Small, manageable, and specific goals. Instead of "I will be fluent," try "This week I will learn 10 new vocabulary words about cooking." Or "Today I will listen to one 5-minute podcast in English." These small wins build momentum and confidence. They show you that you are making progress even if it feels slow.
That sounds so much less scary and more achievable.
It is. Okay, and the last point I want to make, which is a big one, is the lack of a clear system. Many learners, they just jump around. They watch a random YouTube video one day, use a vocabulary app the next, then try to read a news article. There's no structure.
It's like trying to cook a complicated meal by just randomly grabbing ingredients from the kitchen. You might end up with something, but it probably won't be very good, and you'll feel stressed the whole time.
That's it exactly. You need a recipe. A simple, consistent routine is so much more effective than just chaos. It reduces the number of decisions you have to make each day. You just wake up and you know, okay, first I do 15 minutes of listening, then I do 10 minutes of vocabulary review.
Okay, so we've identified the four main problems: information overload, perfectionism, unrealistic goals, and no system. Let's talk about solutions. What are some practical things people can start doing today to feel less overwhelmed?
Great question. Let's do a quick summary of solutions. For information overload, the answer is to take breaks. Seriously, study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break away from your screen. It's called the Pomodoro Technique. It helps your brain process and store the information.
Okay, breaks are good. What about for perfectionism? How do you get over that fear?
Find a safe space to practice. A patient friend, a language exchange partner who is also learning your language, someone you feel comfortable making mistakes with. And you have to change your mindset. Start saying, "My mistake was good practice," instead of "my mistake was bad."
Could you elaborate on that? What if someone doesn't have a patient friend or a language exchange partner readily available? Are there other ways to create a safe space for practice?
Absolutely. A great way to do this is to talk to yourself. It might sound silly, but it works. Narrate your day in English. Describe what you're doing, what you see. There's no one to judge you. Another excellent tool is using a voice recorder on your phone. Record yourself speaking, then listen back. You'll be surprised at what you notice, and it's a completely private way to practice.
Finally, for the lack of a system, find one or two main resources and stick with them. A good textbook or a specific learning program or our channel.
Yes, hopefully our channel. But really, create a simple weekly schedule and follow it. Consistency is so much more important than intensity.
You know, the biggest message I'm hearing through all of this is be kind to yourself. It seems to be the most important rule. It's okay to find this hard. It's okay to take a break.
That's the perfect way to summarize it. This is a long journey. You wouldn't yell at a baby for falling down, so don't be hard on yourself for making a grammar mistake. Be patient. Be kind.
Well, we hope this conversation was helpful for all of you listening today. If you've ever felt this way, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. What do you do to overcome that feeling of being overwhelmed?
Yes, your strategies could help another learner who is struggling. And of course, if you enjoyed this episode and found it valuable, we would really appreciate it if you give it a like. And subscribe to English with Adam so you don't miss our next one.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye everyone, keep learning.